Bitcoin pumped all the way to the 66,000 and is now showing some interesting formations. We are seeing a lot of warning for Bitcoin and I will tell you everything about it in this video. Later in this video I will also talk about two altcoins, Vechain and TAO. So watch this video all the way to the end and I will tell you everything about what's coming up for the coming days. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube channel and let's dive right into the charts. Bitcoin broke past a very interesting resistance level on the daily time frame. We can see Bitcoin had a beautiful candle close above this resistance line, and yesterday we saw a wick on the downside, but we closed this candle above this support line and now this resistance is turned into a support, and that is very bullish and we can continue the uptrend. And as we can see, Bitcoin is already creating more upside and we already reached the 66,000. So the next big resistance for Bitcoin will be around the 67,000. That will be around this point. So let's see if Bitcoin can create more upside and reach this resistance in the coming hours and days. And yesterday on my Twitter channel I've been talking about this break for Bitcoin, and at the point of tweeting we were below this support area. But I said if we can close this daily candle above this support area, then we can see a bullish retest for Bitcoin and we create more upside momentum. And that is exactly what Bitcoin did, as we can see here. So let's see if Bitcoin can create more bullish momentum and create more upside and eventually reach this next big resistance. If we then have a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this huge downtrend since the highs of $72,000. And yeah, after this big downtrend, we are now breaking bullish, and yeah, it's looking very good for Bitcoin. In the short term, we can see we created a high, a low, but Bitcoin is now creating a higher high, and that is very bullish because yeah, that's what we want to see for a trend reversal. And after this high and this low, we create now a higher high. And we also want to see a higher low getting created. And that would indicate a big trend reversal for Bitcoin. And that is what we want to see after this huge downtrend. So for now on the shorter term it's looking a little bit more bullish than bearish, because we are breaking below important resistance. And it's also very possible that we're going to see a retest of this previous high and create a new higher low. And from there we can create more higher targets and continue the uptrend. And a huge warning signal has been given by the Bitcoin ETFs. Yesterday we saw a record inflow of $422 million, and that is very interesting to see. And even BlackRock bought for $260 million, so that is insane. And this is a huge warning that they are very serious about the long term, because this institutional money is not really here for day trading, but they are here for the long term. So we can expect more upside from here. And we are really seeing a spike for the Bitcoin spot ETF total cumulative inflow. And we're now at all-time highs, and we are at the $16.5 billion in total, so that is insane. And yeah, this kind of amounts yeah, just push the price up for Bitcoin, and that is what we wanted to see. And they've been buying the dip. So we now saw 8 consecutive days of inflow for the Bitcoin ETFs. And if we have a look on the chart, we can see the ETFs started buying here again, so that means they were buying in the dip. And now we can see this huge spike to the top side, which indicates a very bullish trend. So yeah, for now we want to see more upside, and the breakout target of this huge triangle for Bitcoin on the daily time frame will be the top side of this formation, and that will be confluent with the $72,000, and that means that we have some more room for upside potential. And in the coming days we can maybe see this huge target getting hit for Bitcoin. And from the lows we are already up for more than 20%, so that is insane. So congratulations if you also bought at this dip. And also I've been warning you about this broadening wedge for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. We can see multiple touch points on the downside and multiple touch points on the top side, and this indicates that we were in this huge broadening wedge to the downside. And at this support level I was been buying, and I told you that I have been buying, and from the point of buying I'm already up for more than 20%, so that is insane. And now I'm waiting for Bitcoin to reach this resistance on the top side, and maybe at this point I will sell a little bit of my Bitcoin, because I want to take some profits in. And yeah, of course, if you're reaching this resistance area on the top side, we eventually want to see a break, a retest of this resistance to turn it into the support, and then from we aim for higher levels. And that would mean that we also create a new all-time high immediately, because this will be the last resistance for Bitcoin. And if we break it to the top side, that could be very bullish for Bitcoin in the long term. And lately I've also been talking about dumps during a bull market, and we can also always see various dumps in the bull market. We saw earlier this year a dump of more than 20%. Here we also saw a dump of more than 20%. And the last dump was around the 27% of a dump. And yeah, we reached the bottom of this dump. and now we are shooting back up, and eventually we want to see higher levels getting reached for Bitcoin. So I think this dump is now over and we won't see any lower levels from here. So yeah, I think Bitcoin can reach new all-time highs pretty soon, because eventually if we shoot up, we can see an exponential move, and that's also always what we want to see. And if we have a look at the weekly time frame, we can see Bitcoin is still in this huge bull flag formation. We can see an exponential move to the top side, and the last weeks we have been seeing this sideways consolidation, and we bounce from the lower side support and we're bouncing back up, and eventually we want to see a retest of this resistance and eventually break it to the top side and create more exponential move to the top side. And a bull flag is a very bullish bias pattern, because eventually we are seeing a huge spike to the top side, and eventually we want to see this next exponential move to the top side happening. And this bull flag formation has a breakout target of $108,000, so that will be a very interesting target for Bitcoin, of course, in the coming weeks. But for now we have to see if Bitcoin can even break this bull flag to the top side. Lately I've also been talking about Vechain, and that Vechain is a very interesting project. And we can see here in my tweet of, it was at the 7th of July, that we were at this huge support area, and I was also saying that I've been buying Vechain at this kind of support areas. And at this point everyone was feeling bearish, but we can see a beautiful wick on the downside on this weekly time frame, and this weekly candle had a very good close. And now we are seeing a very interesting gain for Vechain on this weekly time frame, and we are already up for more than 47%, so that is insane. Congratulations if you took this trade together with me, because yeah, we are now seeing some significant gains. And it was all very clear, because we were in this falling wedge on the daily time frame, and the falling wedge is a typical bullish bias pattern, and eventually it breaks to the top side. So that's exactly what we did. And we are now seeing a breakout of this falling wedge, and it's also possible that we're coming back down, retest this previous resistance as support, and then we can aim for higher targets. And the breakout target of this falling wedge will be around the top side of this formation, and that will be around the 5 cents. And that will be very bullish if we can reach this target in the short term. And if we have a look at the weekly time frame, we can see Vechain was at this critical support level, just like I told you on my Twitter. And yeah, at this point it was very interesting to buy more Vechain, and yeah, that's exactly what I did. As I'm always saying, you have to buy at support and you can sell at resistance, and then you can take more profits. The next interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Bittensor TAO. We can see Bittensor TAO is breaking out of this falling wedge on the daily time frame, and also on my Twitter I've been talking about Bittensor TAO for a long time now. And also here we can see this beautiful support on the daily time frame occur with a falling wedge, and a falling wedge is a typical bullish bias pattern. So we're also seeing here that we were at this support area on the lower side, and I was buying at these stages, because we can see multiple touch points in the past as support and resistance, and now we were back at this huge support area here. And yeah, this was my limit buy order, and from the point of the support I'm already up for more than yeah, 50%, so that is insane, of course. And yeah, finally we're now breaking out of this falling wedge, and this falling wedge has a breakout target of $750, so from the point of breakout it's still very interesting to see a lot of gains. And yeah, if we're seeing from the point of breakout, we could potentially make 166%, so that is insane. And yeah, congratulations if you also bought at this support area, because we are now seeing some significant gains. And it is all very clear in hindsight, because this falling wedge eventually needs to break out to either way the top side or the downside. But the support was holding strong, and yeah, we are now seeing a break to the top side, so that is something very bullish to see. And of course we can also see a retest in the coming days of this previous resistance to turn it into support, and then we can aim for higher levels. So if you want to enter the market for TAO again, you can maybe enter on the retest of this previous resistance. I hope you find this video useful. Follow me on Twitter, leave a comment and a like on this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.